After watching this channel, you know you don't want to get stuck with a problem RV. So how can you get out here and enjoy the freedom and adventure? The answer may surprise you. Welcome to the channel. I'm Liz. I make videos about defective RVs and all the problems in the RV industry. But today I'm going to show you an option that will allow you to get out here and travel and enjoy the freedom and adventure of RV life without the worry of a potential RV nightmare. When you watch this channel, you see all the things that can go wrong. Jacks stuck down, slides that won't go in, leaks everywhere. The more bells and whistles you have, the more potential for things to go wrong. In fact, many of you have told me you're afraid to buy an RV because you don't want to get stuck with all the problems. So today, you're going to hear from people who are enjoying a life of travel and adventure by keeping things simple in a van, but not just any van.
I was looking at RVs and they're just expensive. They're super expensive. So I was going to an RV store, Johnson RV in Tacoma, Washington. So I was like, I don't know.
I had a friend who went full-time RV, visiting with her and all. I thought, ooh, that looks like a whole lot of fun. I went full-time van in 2018 with my first van. It was just such a freeing feeling, and that freedom pretty much ever since then, it's kind of like no looking back.
When I was a teenager, I had this idea of having a home on wheels and a small space, found a life of adventure. And I'd say I've been camping, traveling, adventuring since 2017, struggled with the heat and was traveling up to Colorado. It's like, how can I do this so I can be in the places that make sense at the right time of the year? And I had the idea of getting a van. And
the ability to travel and kind of have that freedom is always something that I'd wanted. And then moving to Colorado, I would see all these cool camper vans driving around, and I just knew one day that kind of wanted a van of my own.
I went back like 3 or 4 times, and I heard about Dave and Matt vans before on like ads on my Instagram, and eventually I don't think they had them at Johnson RV the first couple times I went there. And then I went there one day and I was looking at certain RVs and like vans, and I was like, oh, I like this. And then I saw that, I was like, what is that one over there? They're like, oh, that's Dave and Matt's vans. And so I just walked in and I was like, wow, this is pretty much exactly what I'm looking for.
The way I ended up with Dave and Matt is the fact that I was fueling one time in New Mexico, and a lady pulls in with a van. She happens to open up the side door, and whoa, I really liked the looks. And so I asked her if I could look inside and had just a really kind of quick tour of it. It really looked appealing.
I was actually exploring buying a van that was used. So I was looking on places like Marketplace and seeing a few things, but feeling like it probably wasn't the right way to go for me, because I don't honestly have like the great mechanical skills or practical skills to fix things. And so that felt a bit worrying. And so I started to look into purchasing a new van on the basis that I want something reliable. So I started to Google and I came across DM vans, and they talk about building out really simple designs that are practical, and that spoke to me. So I reached out just to talk more and hear more about their van, the financing and how all of that worked. I liked the small business feel. They're real humans and it's not a big corporate business, which appealed to me.
Came across Dave and Matt actually on Instagram kind of right after I started doing my research, and it just seems like a really good fit off the bat. They were kind of just getting started with their business, but I really connected to their motto of everything you need, nothing you don't. So the van build is pretty simple, but it's exactly that. Everything you need, nothing you don't. The price point was good. And then, once I actually met with them, I feel like, it was a pretty instant fit.
As an open floor plan, it's pretty basic, but it has things that you could live off grid with. It had like a big garage underneath the bed, and that's exactly what I was looking for, because I wanted to put my mountain bikes in there and be able to stand upright and have it like that, just because I like to have my expensive mountain bikes inside secure, not on the back hanging on a bike rack.
What really appealed to me was the side window on the driver's side. It just seemed like, oh my gosh, it makes it look bigger, more open, plus which having windows on both sides of the van, you have that chance of cross ventilation.
I just walked into this van and I was like, I want that van. And I just felt like there's so much you can actually do to this van. I know a lot of other vans are like, you can't do much because there's so much fabrication inside of them. There's like no room. This van, it seems like there's a lot of possibility, even though it's already built out professionally by them, but there just seems like a lot of capabilities. I love the swivel seats for both the driver and the passenger. I love the heater that's sitting under the passenger seat that, keeps the van, the temperature exactly where you want it. Set it to 70 and the house stays to 70. So I have that, and it taps off the regular gasoline tank. It just trickles off of it. It doesn't really use a lot of gas, I've noticed. That's kind of nice. It seems really efficient. I love the induction stove because it really heats up really fast. I sleep really well in the bed. It's a good bed. The mattress is very comfortable.
One of the downsides of having a big RV is that you're limited where you can stay. Often your only choice is a featureless campground, not much different from a parking lot. I started Fulltime RV life in a camper van, and I can tell you, you are much more connected to your surroundings in a van. And now let's hear from Matt Felzer, the president and co-founder of DM Vans.
DM Vans started in 2017 when I was a school teacher and I was looking for a vehicle that fit my lifestyle. I explored every option that was out there, including your traditional RVs from the likes of Winnebago and Thor to custom builds. And I was working on a teacher's budget. I either ran into the limitations of a vehicle not being reliable enough for me to get off grid and pursue my passions, which at the time were skiing and mountain biking, or something that I couldn't afford. Most of the custom builders at the time were very expensive because they were handcrafting everything and did beautiful work, but it wouldn't be able to give me the price point that I needed, the ability to finance it, or insurance. It all came down to having to do it myself, which as a teacher, I was lucky enough to have summers and a lot of handy friends found an ability to create a reliable camper van at an affordable price. And this is when I reconnected with Dave Ramsey, a friend of mine from college. We realized there was a huge gap in the market for something that was simple, reliable, and affordable. And that's where the idea of DM Vans was born. It really boils down to now solving those issues that we originally found in the RV industry through our company DM Vans. Now here we are almost 7 years later. We've have over 600 RVs out on the road with really happy and dedicated customers.
They definitely made everything very easy back then in 2020 to be able to visit a website and to be able to kind of test out a custom build and see what things would cost. Whereas everywhere else you go, it's, call us for $100,000 quote. So it was nice to see the kind of customization that you could test out without having to show up to a dealership. Definitely seemed like a kind of a progressive company.
First thing that happened, as I recall, I went on the website and they have the option of build your van. So you can go in and select the floor plan that you want, select then any additions as far as additional batteries or AC, that sort of deal. And I filled out that, and you get a call back and you start the conversation.
There's a lot of people, whether they're Gen Z or millennials, who are new to the scene, or recent retirees who have been exploring this ability to find their passions, to find these possibilities that are out there through travel, through remote living. And we have an amazing team of people who love our product and can be that trusted educator to guide these people into their first RV.
As soon as I kind of started looking through their website and started talking to them, it was the kind of obvious choice from there on out. It was super easy. I was able to schedule a sales call, connect with someone really quickly. I just felt pretty supported throughout the entire process. Like I said, back then their team was really small. So I was working with, kind of this small core group of people. They're answering all my questions. I'm sure I had a million dumb questions.
Reached out, had a phone call, spoke to the sales team a few times before I eventually decided to go for it. And it was really great to hear that they had the vans already built, because I'd done some research on other companies who build the vans out custom, which is great, but also the timeline on that didn't really appeal to me. This is in the summer and I wanted to kind of get going. Hearing that they had a lot of vans on their lot ready to go was really appealing.
After reaching out with them and kind of talking it through, they were able to convert my van and get it to me within, I think, 2 weeks time. It's a pretty quick turnaround. And I was, hoping to get out on the road and use it right away. So that was also, kind of an extra perk.
I bought this van August of 2024. I've probably used this van about 20 nights of camping. I think the price point was a big decision maker for picking Dave and Matt vans. It seemed like it was a good price.
To be able to do it in a product that we believe in, a product that's built with real wood, it's high quality materials, it's extremely reliable, and we are able to do it at an affordable price because we've stuck to our design philosophy centered around everything you need and nothing you don't.
That kind of hit home with me. It did have everything that I needed, and it didn't really have anything that I didn't need.
They're pretty minimalist builds, so I think that kind of attracted me as well. There's kind of not all those like bells and whistles. I wanted a van that was super reliable, that was going to last me a really long time. So some of the little bit fancier builds, obviously that drives up cost.
So we don't put all the bells and whistles. We spend a lot of time designing very intentionally to provide this product that is truly what you need to get out on the road and enjoy an RV, but not have all of the things that provide that potential to break, that don't allow you to use it for seasons.
Definitely basic amenities like a fridge and something to cook with. That was really important to me because I don't like to eat out a lot. I like to cook my own food. I wanted just something small and easy to drive too. I get a little bit overwhelmed by driving really big vehicles. This feels like driving a SUV, but also something that's reliable, something that's a quality build.
I have the L5, and I really like how much storage there is underneath. I could put bikes under there, snowboards. I could haul boxes. The ProMaster has really good turning radius, so I can make a U-turn anywhere, pretty much, almost like a car.
Well, let's see. I'm now over a year with it, and in that case, I've slept in my van for over 400 nights since I've had it on September 6th, 2023.
I've had the van since July 2024. I use it recreationally. I don't live in it, but throughout the summer I was going away every weekend and I just did a big 9-day trip. So I would say I've been maybe like 100 nights now in the van. I'm just about to come up to 10,000 miles.
Dave and Matt's been really good about getting back to me when it comes to like, hey, I might be having an issue with this, or does this happen, or how do you do this? They get back to me really fast, which has been like, I guess their customer service has been pretty on spot. Well, I'm going on deployment soon. I asked them, how do I store it? And they were telling me, and then they're like, well, when you get closer to deployment, you could just call us back and we'll walk you through it.
Service after the sale is really important to us. We pride ourselves on being trusted educators. Most of our employees live the lifestyle. They either live full-time in their vehicle or travel in our vehicles on the weekend to pursue their passions. And so starting with that, we have a team who's able to relate with people who are out on the road and can connect with them and identify what that issue is, whether it's with the product or as simple as just finding a campsite or finding a place to stay overnight.
It's nice that I have a really nice quality van, but I think the most important thing is the customer service and knowing that when I call, they're not going to say, oh, geez, it's her again. And they help me out. It has been a very pleasurable experience, and I really greatly appreciate their assistance.
We had a few issues, like right off the bat, nothing to do, with just kind of standard issues, but they were handled quickly. We reached out to Dave and Matt and had support of the sales team and of Dave and Matt themselves, and had kind of had some pointers on maintenance for things and things like that. So it was a kind of a very hands-on process. It wasn't like we bought the van and were abandoned. It was kind of a give and take, and then we've really kind of stayed in contact with them ever since, every so often, with different members of their team. So it's been kind of a cool relationship.
And I think service starts with a high quality product. And so by using high quality materials and a design that's centered around everything you need and nothing you don't, our team can troubleshoot just about any issue that people are having remotely. It's usually just a simple fix, a reset of a fuse, something like that, versus these more complicated systems that you generally find in the RV industry that need a service team, that need dedicated service to fix these bigger issues. We intentionally design our vehicles simple to provide that reliability and that easy service.
The customer service too at DM Vans was really great. It was really laid back, friendly, not pushy. They answered all my questions. I had a lot of questions, which was really helpful. And they reassured me that there's a really strong community of DM van owners that you can connect with to answer any questions, problem solve, etc. And that DM Vans also has a line to them if there's any questions that you have or problems on the van.
And so we believe in our community. We believe in the roots of our van life community that started this business. And now we've been fortunate enough to have over 600 vehicles out on the road with different people, all different demographics, all different walks of life, all different parts of the country. We support that community not only with our product and service, but also by attending events. And so we support van life events around the country. We've had meetups over the years here in our beautiful backyard of Colorado. And we know that part of the product is the community that it creates. And the van life world is so inviting, it's so accessible. It's something that we truly believe in and support. And DM Vans is just a part of this beautiful fabric that is the van life community.
We actually went to an event of theirs a couple years after I bought the van, and we've met a lot of other really cool van lifers in the process as well, that we still talk to today. I think that was another big piece of it too. It's just, yeah, that was kind of a really cool thing that I think kind of sets DM Vans aside from some other camper van companies. It's just that tight-knit community and that inclusivity, along with that kind of like freedom that I was wanting. And I think one of the things that really kicked it off for us was Joel was part of a ski condo in Summit County, and the group that kind of ran the ski condo wouldn't allow dogs, and I had a dog at the time and still do. But that was kind of one of the things that really pushed me to actually pursue getting a van, because once I realized I couldn't bring my dog to ski, and just the cost of getting a condo in Summit County just seemed like very unrealistic. So the van is now our ski condo. We take it hiking, camping, paddleboarding.
It's opened up some really long road trips for us, and being able to see the country working remotely, which has been pretty incredible.
So with a DM van, you're obviously not driving around with a big oversized RV. So travel days likely will not be stressful. You'll be able to park it with ease and get in any campsite. By keeping things simple, you'll be free of worry so you can focus on enjoying the adventure. Let me know of some other advantages of a camper van in the comments, and find out more about DM Vans by going to their website and checking out their Instagram. As always, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.